Alright, so we've had fire and we've had ice. Now I'm hoping you're ready for the garden's element, which is electricity. I mean, in fairness, there can be a storm in a garden, so it totally fits, right? Oh well. Anyway, here we have the man-eating plant. You might have noticed we're not actually doing damage to it, but if you hit it enough times, it'll open up and it can be used as a platform. We'll get to that enemy later. For now, we have a new accessory, and this one's pretty unique. So the Jewel Crush, true to its name, crushes a gem. Of course, gems are limited resources in this game, so I'm not really going to be using Jewel Crush, but you do get a different effect depending on what gem you crush. Diamonds will recover status effects and HP. Ruby will damage all of the enemies in an area. Sapphire will damage enemies, but also recover your own HP, so it's basically a vampire type attack. Opal will apparently blow away the enemy, so from that description, I'm pretty sure it'll just, like, knock enemies back. Turquoise will just switch your sub-weapons, which kinda sucks. And you don't get your other item back, like it won't fall out of you. And then Zircon will just increase money. Yeah. It's not great. Anyway, after a little bit of searching around the room, we finally find the mist enemy. They breathe poison gas, which is pretty dangerous. Poison in itself probably won't kill. Mist will also headbutt you, which is impressive because it's mist. Anyway, though, yes, poison, not very deadly in itself. It does very minor amounts of damage. However, its true detriment is the fact that it will stop whatever action you're in the middle of every few seconds. So if you're trying to run around, attacking enemies, you're just going to stop after a few seconds as you take damage. You know, if you're trying to line up a jump, it'll screw up the jump, stuff like that. It's a pretty dangerous effect. Well, okay, maybe not dangerous per se. Danger depends on what you're in the room with. At the very least, though, it's extremely annoying. Because, again, sometimes you're trying to line up a jump, and then you screw it up because you take damage, and Leon will just lurch backwards or whatever. If I remember correctly, the man-eating plants can actually poison you. It doesn't happen in this episode. I don't think they ever even hit me, but I remember back when I originally got to this point for an LP, I had been poisoned by something, and I think it was the man-eating plant. And there's another one of those, sections where you have to jump off the man-eating plant to get to a raised platform. And dear God, I just could not do it because the poison kept screwing me up. So, yeah, don't get poisoned for that reason. Unless you're already low on HP, it probably won't kill you, and even then, it's easy enough to find, like, potions to heal you, or anti-venoms, or stuff like that. But, yeah, it's easy to cure, but if you don't cure it, it's gonna be a pain in the rear. Anyway, though, we got another switch, so with that detour done, let's actually move on. So I believe we're going... Oh, nope, we're going this way. I'm already lost watching this back. Now you can probably see why I get lost all the time. I'm just bad at directions, and man, I got hit by both dogs. And that wasn't even their strong attack, it was just their kinda quick one, but it shouldn't have caught me off guard. Anyway, I actually missed myself right there. Nope, we got poisoned. So, yeah, they're surprisingly stealthy if you're paying attention to something else. Of course, once you know they're there, it's pretty easy to find them. But yeah, see? Right there. Leon just did a little jig. It's a jig. Okay, actually, it does seem like, though, if you're in the middle of a flip, it won't actually interrupt you, but If you're just walking along normally, yeah, Leon will just react in pain and screw up something. But it doesn't actually last too long either. I think one of your stats actually determines how long poison lasts, but I could be wrong about that. Either way, though, it's really nowhere near as bad as it could be. Like I've been saying, it's more annoying than actively painful, so providing you're not doing something like this, you know, trying to get up on a platform, should be fine. Oh, do not hit this dude backwards. Don't do that. Okay, so yeah, man-eating plants. Kind of a pain. Not really fond of their movement speed. Then again, if I were fighting one and not just waiting for it to get into position so I could jump up to a platform, I don't know, I don't think I would appreciate if they just booked it at me. That'd be kind of terrifying. Anyway, though, yeah, Thunder Swords. Not too bad, you know, they're kind of just like your other sword enemies. That's pretty much it. They're lightning elemental instead of fire or ice. Other than that, you kind of know how they go. And we're killing them quickly at this point. The ghost enemies, though, just like to chomp down on you. If they hit you, they will basically just clamp to you for a couple of seconds, causing damage. And speaking of ghosts, God, they interrupt that puzzle right there. That's a timing puzzle. Timing's not really that difficult, but you want to do this fast, so don't get interrupted by the ghosts that spawn in, and God, they're the worst. So, yeah. They will spawn in every time, so you can't just kill them and, you know, then do the puzzle normally. No, you have to avoid them, because if you stop to kill them, probably won't kill them fast enough to flip the switches in time. So, you know, don't do that. Anyway, heart max up. Very nice. I believe ghosts here will also spawn indefinitely, so don't bother with them. We can't make it to that door over there, but we can make it to the one over here, so let's go exploring. Now we've got a big old tower with some lizard men. And we've also got quite the atmosphere here as well. It is a pretty neat lead-up because we are going down to the boss. And, well, I feel this tower's a little too tall. You kinda get the point of it after a while, but at the very least it's atmospheric as all get out. Other than that, though, I guess don't get poisoned? I don't know, like, obviously if you get poisoned, just wait around at the top and then you'll be fine. You know, don't go into any dangerous areas poisoned, because that'll interrupt you, but it's not really gonna do much damage. I'm at half health, but honestly, poisoning really wouldn't make a huge difference here. And even then, like, poison lizards don't really poison you that often. I don't even think I've seen the attack that poisons you. So, despite their name, not really interested in poisoning that much. So let's hit this here switch, get this into place. Unfortunately, that door still isn't unlocked yet, so still got a ways to go. Anyway, got a little lost here. The door we want to enter is this one, because this is the hallway that leads to the secret boss of the area. I love that little charge they do. I don't know, it's kinda cute. Couldn't explain why, it just is. Dude does have a lot of HP. Oh, nope, still not dead. I was gonna say that in past tense, but no, he did survive, even though he was brought to a knee. Oh well. Still attacks way too slowly to really be a threat, so I don't need to be worried about those guys. I do need to be worried about this dude, though. Say hello to the Lightning Elemental. Pretty cool design, and I like his theme. His variation of the song's pretty good. So, he's got a magic attack that is actually used really quickly. You do get a little time to react to it, but yeah, other than that, that's just a quick dash attack. Of course, he has the usual 3-hit combo, though. Honestly, sometimes he swings so wide it looks more like a 2-hit combo. Oh well, either way, you're still gonna want to be, using your double dodge, because if you don't, he'll probably hit you with it, but that's pretty much the same story as the other elemental bosses. I think he also has the hardest to dodge AoE attack. He also has the easiest one to dodge as well. We've already seen the hard to dodge one. This one is the easy to dodge one. Considering how similar the animations are, I'd just back up from both attacks the same way. The attack that just summons bolts of lightning, though, is really easy to dodge. You just have to play keep away for a moment. Meanwhile, if you don't dodge straight out, like I do kind of have a bad tendency to sort of dodge in a curve that leads me back into the attack. That attack right there, though, yeah, don't know how I managed to dodge that one. That was pretty good. Must have hit some frame perfects, or maybe I just got lucky. Who knows? Either way, though, that's not a good way to dodge. If he gets you in a corner, that could be pretty dangerous, because that attack is damaging, and it's got quite the range on it as well. But, despite the fact that I feel he probably guards the most of the 3 elemental bosses, being able to just dash into him does a lot of damage, and then just says, "Guarding? Nah, don't care." So, for that we get the Lightning Whip, which, unfortunately, is the most boring whip. Not because of the animation's pretty good, but it doesn't seem like Leon has any special lines for it. It just makes, the usual electricity noises. So lightning's pretty effective against this guy, because we killed him pretty quickly, but, yeah, despite that, I don't know, just, without Leon saying, like, burn or freeze, it's just a less interesting whip to me. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, man-eating plant just kind of pukes out skulls every once in a while. See, it does attack. It's just kind of hard to tell at times. Anyway, though, we can finally move on with this area. So, the rest of Garden Forgotten by Time really isn't too difficult. There's also not really much to it, honestly. We've got a few rooms, but to be honest, I probably should have done this section first and then done the secret boss in the next video, because we're not gonna have much to do after this section. Because we have another square of rooms, however, not all the rooms are connected. The save point is in the bottom right room, and in order to get to that, we kinda have to do a little arc around the room, so surprise, we have to visit all 4 of the pretty much final major rooms of Garden Forgotten by Time before finishing the episode. So, whoops. Anyway, though, yeah, let's pick up some serum. Did I call it anti-poison earlier? Serum's the thing that removes poison, so at last we're finally getting a super useful area for serums. Before, they weren't really useful, but here, in Garden Forgotten by Time, we have more poison enemies. Not really too much interesting in terms of enemy placement, though. Buckbeards aren't too bad by this point, we've been dealing with them. The skeleton flowers, really not too bad either. We've been encountering them since Anti-Soul Mysteries Lab, and they're not that difficult. They can be a little hard to hit at times, but not that much. And they die pretty quickly, and they're not very active enemies either. They can attack, we've seen it, it just doesn't happen often. And oh hey, more lizards. Oh, and another one of you guys appeared. Where'd you come from? Oh well, really not a big deal. Guess that was a cool attack. I I'm guessing those attacks must poison you because, I don't know, I figured they had a breath attack, but I've never seen them use something like that. I think I'm just thinking of Harmony of Dissonance, which also has poison lizards, but in that game they just, you know, spew poison. They actually have a poison attack. Oh, and by the way, surprise! I love that. That particular skeleton flower won't emerge until you get near it and try to attack it. And also, are they laughing? I think they laughed at me. That was rude. Don't know what's up with that blue aura, though. Like, that looks like it's supposed to be an attack, but I've never seen them do a thing. All I've seen them do is just drill, which, you know, didn't turn out well for them. So, as you can see over here, this is a switch door. Not very useful at the moment. We have a door over there, but that's not the progression door. As you can see by the arrows, for some reason, we just have to enter through this gate here. I don't know why that's the case. It's the only area where you have to do that. We also get the lightning ring, which we could have used against the boss, because he did do some pretty good damage against us, but otherwise, it's not a big deal. I was already at half health, which was the problem with that battle. Otherwise, wasn't too pressing to get that ring. Anyway, though, that's it for this episode. Next time on Castlevania Lament of Innocence, we're gonna be done in like a minute. It's not really gonna be a long episode, sorry.